Alright, I think that we should be starting up here. Let's make sure everything's let me see. Hello, hello. How's it going? Let me fix this. Yay! It looks like we are live. So today I thought we would do something pretty fun, in my opinion. We're going to be talking about a lot of different things today. One of them, though, is going to be alternate arts. This really crusty ETB doesn't actually have to do with that, but I recently made a purchase of, I think, every Sword and Shield alt art in a PSA 10. Alright, so we're going to be going over those. Let me check chat. Artie, welcome to the stream. Owlman, welcome to the stream. We're just getting warmed up here, but I have a big box over here of a bunch of cards that I want to go over, and also just kind of talk about the Sword and Shield market right now, because, I mean, we have to admit, it's a little crazy. It is a little bit crazy what's going on with that, but I just wanted to talk about that, and I thought it'd be a lot of fun. So we're gonna do that, and today is also kind of a pre-Collecticon stream. I'm gonna be going over kind of the values of these cards, talking about, you know, obviously what I think of what's been going on with them recently, and whether they're still something that is really collectible, or if, you know, they're just super overhyped right now and not really something that you should be going for at this current time. Iced out, oh, thank you. I just really like shiny things. And I don't have pierced ears, so that's the justification for having some rings. But let me show you. I think I bought these on Tuesday. They were shipped out Wednesday, and they're arriving today, Thursday, and I'm flying out at 6:30 a.m. for Orlando Collecticon, so very last minute sort of thing, but it worked out because I actually didn't have that much inventory for Collecticon, and now I have a ton. So, I think this should fit on screen. Let's check. I also have some other fun pickups. You can kind of see some boxes here. I'm gonna be really impressed if anyone can tell what it is just by that tiny segment. Also, I'm sorry if I bumped you guys. Okay, so I wanted to title this something like clickbaity, like, actually it wouldn't even be clickbait because it's true. Every Sword and Shield alt art, and they should all be PSA 10s that are from this. I think they're all 10s. I didn't really look. All of the good ones are 10s. So we're gonna be going over this, kind of talking about this, like how much I paid for everything, because obviously it's not very useful if I don't actually talk about, you know, those sorts of details, in my opinion. So today, just take a look. I covered up all the important details. Obviously we have it labeled as fragile, very important. This was so full, by the way, and so heavy. And honestly, I think it worked out pretty well because it doesn't look like anything was damaged. So all the good ones are 10s, except the glaring C. So this is from a different lot. So the guy I bought this from, he hooks me up with lots of deals.
Keys_CS is now a rat.
Oh gosh, I think that's that notification. I meant to disable it for this stream, but I didn't. That's normally like a Twitch exclusive sound. But that is not from this. There's also an Evolving Skies box, which is from a different purchase as well, but he just shipped them together. I also bought like, I think like $6,000 of Ultra Modern. Yeah, is it all Ultra Modern? No, well, like, okay, yeah, all Ultra Modern, mostly like Sword and Shield era stuff, but that could not all get shipped out in time. Rat Pack time, I know. Press, welcome to the stream. Kaiser, welcome to the stream. Hello, everyone. And yeah, so there's also these random singles in here, which were from a different purchase. I was basically like, what can you get me by Collecticon? And he was kind enough to be really flexible. So this Venusaur is theoretically $20. What is this from? Is this a Topps Chrome? Yeah, it is. I think it's just like one of the regular ones. Oh my god. Here, let me actually turn on the
less than 3.
The video effect of that, because it doesn't even make sense if you don't have the video. Yeah, but I think it's just one of the regular ones. Here we go. Alright, now if anyone subs, it should pop up. Or follows on Twitch. One guy sources all this for you, that's awesome. Yeah, he gets a lot of deals. That's like his full-time thing. He sources for people. And, you know, whenever he comes to me, basically, if it is within the percentage that I like to pay, I basically just say yes. So this came with some random singles, I think. I think that was part of this one with all of the alternate arts. But it might have been a different one. Honestly, like, I'm not, like, 100% sure. I don't remember exactly. But, you know, we're not going to say no to these. Music's a bit loud. Okay, I'll turn it down. Thank you. How's that volume for the music? It's kind of hard for me to tell. I think that should have fixed it. But yeah, so we're gonna get into this, and I'm just gonna be talking about some of my thoughts. And also, one of my thoughts is that I hate these sleeves because they are not like nice. I like the perfect fit sleeves. I think they just look so much. There's no music now. Okay, too quiet. How about that? Thanks, God. I hate these like loose ones, but thankfully a lot of the good stuff is actually in graded guards, which, you know, I personally don't have a lot of value for, but they do add to the appeal, and just psychologically when you're looking at them, I think it helps make the cards stand out more. So that's, I think, going to be a lot of these higher end alt arts in here. And so I think we can just start going through these. So as you can see, we have a mix of stuff here. I don't think it's in any particular order, except, you know, these are just gonna be the best alternate arts. And you need to find out where to buy the perfect fit sleeves. Oh yeah, I just buy them on eBay. I think they have them on Amazon. Here, I can show the ones I get. You know, you should use my eBay affiliate link. Shameless self promo to get these. That's where I think I buy them. So I just buy like 1,000 at a time, usually, because it makes the shipping easier. And I think they do a deal on eBay where if you buy a certain quantity, it's a little bit cheaper, and it actually ends up being a pretty good discount when you buy a good amount. So this is what I like to buy. The PSA size. It works for PSA and CGC. It does not work for, oh my god, my brain is blanking right now. BGS, but who cares? It's BGS. So like, let me see, do I have one here that's like not really crusty? Why are all my slabs so crusty? Oh, I can also show off some other random stuff I have. I don't know if this price tag is accurate, but they fit quite well. This is also a little bit crusty, but let me... Oh, and I wanted to show off some other stuff that I think I'm going to bring to Collecticon as well, and just talk about like my thought process when I'm getting different things. So these alt arts, I'm just going to say right now, are more of a quick flip. Not like I'm betting on it to go up, but because I got these for, in my opinion, a very good price for what they are. Very easy to turn it around. That was when Ava wanted to clean her slabs. Hey. I don't do that. I just break them on accident. So we also have here, let me just take a few of these out. A few, also, when I say every Sword and Shield alt art, I don't think there's every single one from like Crown Zenith in here, but those technically aren't alt arts either. They're trainer gallery cards. So I think it's every actual alt art and then a lot of the other smaller ones. So it's like all the most expensive ones, I'm pretty sure. If I miss one, someone can call me out. I'm actually going to be using this booster box case for something else, which I can show in a second. But I'm debating on whether or not I want to sell this Evolving Skies ETB or booster box now or later. I think I paid, so that I paid 70% on of whatever like the exact market is right now on it. I can pull up the comps for things. It's actually on my phone, so maybe I can't because I'm using that to film overhead. But we have quite a number of slabs in here. So I'm gonna take these all out and just kind of make some piles and we can go through them. Just thinking maybe just like putting them face down, you know, the YouTuber way to kind of make you click and hang out. But it's also a live stream. So every Sword and Shield alt art. How exciting is that? I also like low-key had like none of these graded, basically none before buying these. And so it is, maybe I should wait to say how much I paid. We can just go over everything first. Let's see. So we'll do these ones kind of later. Oh, I wanted to show off some booster boxes that I also got. So first one, we have a Diamond and Pearl base set booster box. Wow, isn't that cool? Love to see it. And then I have a Great Encounters booster box. Here, let me just, I'll actually keep these on screen. So I have that one, the Diamond and Pearl base. And then we got Truly Pog, another Great Encounters booster box. So I'm very happy with the purchase of these. They are not like the best condition. This side's actually pretty okay. This one wasn't too bad, but you can see there's like a bit of a crinkle here. Thankfully, it doesn't actually affect the kind of displayability of it overall because the front looks quite good, which is key. I think also though, realistically, the person who's going to buy these from me is probably going to be someone who's intending to rip it, like a streamer. Diamond and Pearl Great Encounters packs are actually going for a lot now. I think they're up to, I've seen them actually sell on TCG Player for like 140, and I would not buy these loose because I think these are like semi-weighable, if not fully weighable. Not that people actually know the weights generally, but it is possible to figure it out if you do enough research. So, I'm not gonna like go into detail on how that's done, but I would say if you want to rip something like this, get it from a booster box from a source you trust, and then or get a heavy pack. We have this one, which like I hate that. Like I don't like when that gets popped and just doesn't look like the best from the sides. Front again looks fine. And I actually really like the Cresselia Darkrai in these. I think they're just super duper cool. But these are one of my bigger sealed purchases for just a single purchase. Because I got them all at once. It might have been my biggest one, but I paid almost 5 figures for those three, which was actually a great deal. The cheapest one of Great Encounters on eBay right now, I want to say is around 8K. Not that that's what comps are, but the market on them is just super thin. And then Diamond and Pearl, I think there's one for 5K, I want to say, for Diamond and Pearl base, which again, very happy with what I paid for those. But let's just start taking a look at these, and I can also talk about some singles. So these are all things that I'm bringing to Collecticon, and I specifically bought these because I knew I would be able to sell them quickly. Do I think that these are necessarily the greatest hold right now? No. But if there's one you're looking for, I think that it's totally fine to pick one up right now. I cannot talk. How do you know there's no G.I. Joe packs in there? Well, you can see the packs, so, but I wish, you know, you'd probably have better luck pulling something cool. I also love this Galarian Rapidash card. I think it's super pretty. But these cards have had a big run up lately. Part of that is due to just the increase in prices of sealed, and I think also people just generally aren't super engaged with Scarlet and Violet right now. I mean, that's extremely common. I think actually one of the best times for price appreciation of singles, from a collector perspective, not a playability perspective, is the generation after. So I've talked about this before, kind of from a sealed perspective, but I haven't touched too much on like the dynamics of singles. And in this case, these are graded, but they're slabs. PSA Alt goes wild. Yeah, there's quite a number in here. This is just like, imagine getting this from Evolving Skies. It's just like, oh, thinking about the slot that it takes is just depressing. I remember pulling this Tornadus actually. Quite a cool card. But these cards, as I was saying, have had a big run up, and this just feels like it's crazy because I feel like things always repeat themselves, even if people kind of, you know, act like it's different. It's always so similar. This is just absolutely reminding me of like basically this time exactly last, like literally like to the month, basically, of what was going on with tag teams. Snack, how are you doing? This is just so eerily similar, where things just started running up a crazy amount. That one was definitely driven more by the singles prices. Sealed definitely moved up, but not as much as we're seeing with Sword and Shield on a percentage basis. The prices obviously aren't as high as Sun and Moon was. Well, technically, for Evolving Skies, yeah. The Palkia, oh my gosh, I love the Palkia so much. Well, things are good. Thank you for asking. I'm really excited right now to be going to Collecticon. Zach, welcome to the stream. I love having everyone, you know, come in, all the regulars and support. Oh man, the Anaconda. Oh, 1 second. I gotta knock on my door. Let me just mute my audio. I'll be right back. My roommate's mom is here and she's cleaning, and I'm guessing I have something to do with that. I'll be right back. Normally I wouldn't disappear, but it was my roommate's mom asking if she could clean the place, and I was like, oh man, I feel embarrassed that she's even asking, like, that she has to do that. Hi Tina. Oh man, I feel, you know, like, just like, I don't know if you guys got roommates. I just feel so embarrassed because our kitchen is like really messy right now. I just didn't know she was coming. I would have made more of an effort to clean up, but like, oh my god, the fridge right now, I'm just thinking about it and I feel so guilty. Did I pack for Orlando? No. This is like me, you know, procrastinating cleaning. I don't know if you guys ever do that, but I'm like chronically guilty. Not cleaning, packing. I'm chronically guilty of that. I like to do it like at the last minute. I think it's when you know best. Also, to be fair, I was doing laundry prior to this. So I was gonna start the stream earlier, but had to wait for the laundry to be done. I don't know about you guys, but when I do laundry in my apartment building, I swear every time I come down, like I set a timer and then I give some room for washing. But there's always like 8 minutes left where it's like, this is too long to sit here and wait for it to be done, but annoying to go back upstairs and wait. And it's like, it says 35 minutes to wash, but it's never actually 35 minutes. What is up with that? Yes. The Dialga V, love this one. This Anaconda, this card is just hilarious to me. This was like $3 or $4 for a while. What is it now? Probably like $5. What a huge run up. You know, that 40% jump. $3 to $5. We have the Silver Tempest Unknown V. Interesting that these are technically like not alternate arts. Do you think Japanese Palkia has better texture than English? I'm trying to think if I've ever actually held the Japanese Palkia. It probably does, but I can't say because I haven't actually checked. We have a lovely little Raikou V. These have had such a run up. I would say on a percentage basis, some of the highest ones, because like the Entei, I think went from like 30 or 40 to now like $80, which is crazy. To be fair though, that card became like somewhat relevant in the TCG. The Leafeon V-Star is just so pretty. This was one of those deals where I'm like, this is gonna be like a tight one to do right before a show, like budget-wise, but like can't really say no to. Did I already show these ones? No, we didn't. Alright. So these are, again, all of the lower end ones. This Arceus was $25 for such a long time, which was just insane to me. The Celebi V from Chilling Reign was another one that was just shocking. You just sent one to PSA, I hope you get a 10. The Japanese and Italian alt art is insane. I believe it. This is my personal favorite alt art. I was so happy when I pulled one of these. Also, I think a lot of these are probably sequential because they're from the same person and the certs are all 8 certs, so I'm guessing they're from a few different lots. Entei is my favorite Pokemon. I love Entei so much. If you can probably tell by my background, I don't think you can even see, like, these always fall over, but these are some of the ones I like to display just because I love the E-readers. Got the Entei as well in a 10. This one, I think I have almost every version of in a 10, so that's, I don't have the non-holo English. I have the holo English, I have the unlimited Japanese, I have the jumbo promo in a 10. That one, that was a very niche one to get. Actually, it's right here. I should actually display these things properly, but did you see the Instagram post you put in the Discord? No, I can't check my Instagram right now because I'm using my phone to record. I should probably plug it in shortly, but I've got the Palkia here. Zero RB. Oh yeah, I have a Discord now, by the way. It should be linked in the description, but if you guys want to join, it's very fun. I would say it's a very active Discord for having just started it. Did Entei meet Meowth in the movie? I mean, they were definitely in the same location. Wait, I definitely showed these. Oh, I also pulled this one. This is not my copy, but did we show these? Either way, just pretend we did. Beautiful. So now we can get into the spicier ones. Wally, I bought these to sell. So I'm not gonna be holding on to these. This would be a pretty big PC buy. I try to be like very selective with what I actually put in my PC because I think having like a focused goal makes it a lot easier to enjoy the cards that I have and also moderate spending. The only downside is when an opportunity comes along that's very difficult. I have a hard time saying no. What's a good example of that? This is somewhat of an example, but this is a real example of that. Oh, the Urshifu V. Yeah, that one is actually pretty solid. I think generally, like, the alt art era is just so amazing. It is a bit sad because I feel like it's starting to just lose the specialness that it had. Like, a lot of them look better, but it's starting to feel almost formulaic in how it's done. Oh, this one's so nice. So there's actually some rhyme or reason to these. These are so nice. Oh my god. Like, I don't know if I've ever actually, like, even owned these ones. I mean, I've obviously, like, encountered them. Yeah, we're just getting started. So, like I said, I think it is every alternate art. Someone can fact check me. I'm sure I'm missing, like, one or two. And someone's gonna call me out for it, but just overall. So here we do have the Lugia at 10. Okay, also, I just want to talk about this. This was in another lot where I was buying a bunch of sealed stuff. And, like, how do you even get an SGC 9? Like, maybe it's probably a PSA 9 too, but it's because the card is, I think, a little bit crooked. I just feel like it's so much easier to get a 10 with SGC. These are graded cards. So not sponsored, but I think the person was too lazy to take them off because I said I didn't want to pay for them because they wanted that to be valued in. When and where did I acquire these slabs? I acquired them through a friend online over text, and I ordered them Tuesday. So we talked about it Monday. He met up with the guy Tuesday to get them, shipped them Wednesday, and they arrived today. So we have to do 1 day shipping so that I could get these before Collecticon because although it's like $80, $70, $80 to do that, this one is at, I think, around $280 right now, $280 to $300. Very nice card. Because I can sell these this weekend, the liquidity and the turnover makes it worth it for me personally, in my opinion. If I'm not as concerned about that, but for these, because I don't know what they're gonna do, I will happily take what I'm gonna make on them. and sell them in person this month rather than next month. They might be up, but they might also be down. So better to take a sure thing. And then I might not sell all of them. I definitely won't actually sell all of them this weekend, especially, you know, some of the less desirable ones, but I'm okay with that. What about a guard for your graded guard? I have seen sleeved graded guard cards. Do you ever buy or trade for raw cards that are not in your mint? All the time. Yeah, I'm Ava's binder for a reason. We take in all sorts of strays here. I'm quite known for having a lot of poor condition cards. I can show some off, certainly. All right. Gosh, it's kind of crazy just be going through stacks of these, but also quite fun. Sword and Shield is a little scary right now. You have the full art EX Entei, but in Japanese. Yes, I graded these two myself. This is like one of my things I'm most upset about at myself for doing in the entire hobby. I graded them with one card in between, so they are non-sequential. I think I did it in, like, I did the Entei non-full art, I did the Raikou non-full art, which ended up getting a 9, and then I did the Entei full art, and then the Raikou full art. Both Enteis got a 10, which is what I really wanted, and then the two Raikous got 9s. I don't know what I was thinking. I think I was just doing it in, like, order of set number, or I just wasn't paying attention. That was, like, my biggest regret. You know, there's worse things you can regret. I mean, I have other regrets, I'm sure, in the hobby, but that's definitely up there. So the Articuno V, I love this one. I think it's fun that they did Articuno underwater. A little bit weird because it's an ice Pokemon. Do I have any other? Oh yeah, I have a lot of Sword and Shield booster boxes sealed. You can go back and look at my old videos. I was one of the earliest advocates for Fusion Strike back in, oh my god, 2021. It was a different time back then. People were shitting on me a lot for recommending that at $80. Thank you. I love this playmat. It's a custom one. I'm trying to remember. Their name has metal in it, but I got this at, I can't remember which show. I got it as a gift, actually, I think, at one of the conventions I went to from a friend, because they know I love Entei. Okay, we do have the Giratina. That's a good one. What are comps on this card right now? You don't have Fusion Strike like CTR though? You don't say Fusion Strike like CTR though. Wait, what does that mean? Around 1K? No way. Then I'm going over to PSA booth when you first arrive at Collecticon. Oh, I actually, you remember the Fusion Strike? Good, I'm glad. Yeah, the most recent one I bought was like, they were like 800 or 900, whatever it was, like last winter, on one of like the TCG player sales, because it just still felt so cheap. And oh my gosh, so I did a recent, like this week, I bought a bunch of sealed modern stuff. The Evolving Skies booster box was part of that, but it was with like current market prices, but I was paying 70% on everything, and the price memory was hitting really, really hard because it was so hard for me to will myself to do it, even though I think falling for price memory with certain things is just like one of the biggest mistakes you can make. I'm also going to be looking up the comps on the Giratina real quick while I'm talking, but I think that's one of the biggest pitfalls you can fall into. Now again, this only applies for sealed, and it does not always apply, but in this case, I don't think we're going to see a huge sell-off of these. There definitely might be a retrace, but I don't think it's going to be more than 70%. And those, I was happy to do it because I'm not going to be selling most of that stuff that I got. So it was, I think, a booster box of basically like every single set. It was like one of those things where not everything would be my first choice, but I was able to trade away some of the things that I didn't want. So things that I got in there that I didn't really want, there were some like random blisters and stuff that were valued at a couple bucks each, and then like some ETBs that I didn't really need. So I was able to trade some of those away and replace them with things like, also, I was not actually doing this. My friend didn't want to ship everything, very justifiably, because it would have been a huge volume of stuff. Like my desk would have been covered in stuff. So they replaced like some of the volume stuff that was just like lower end. So I think around 3K of it was like this lower end, like not booster box, not Pokemon Center ETB type of stuff. They traded it for Celebrations UPCs, I think maybe a Shining Legends UPC, a few pretty nice graded cards. And I was like, you know what, I'm not having to do this, and so I'm effectively getting those at 70% instead, and I'll happily take a few celebration UPCs at 70% over some blisters at 70%. So I was very lucky and very appreciative of that. So wait, let me check the European. Oh my god, a 9 is 450 right now. That's crazy. That's a sold listing. The one sold for 866 at auction. One sold for 900. So yeah, looks like in that range, somewhere between 8 and 900. You've been trading away all your childhood vintage Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh to try and increase your Sun and Yourself binder of mid to modern to now. Good luck. You made a live stream. Yes. This was a very impromptu thing. I kind of knew I wanted to do it. Also, I was kind of hoping to edit this into an actual YouTube video. We'll see. I don't know if I'm talking in a way that's like coherent enough to be a YouTube video. Granted, I did upload a highlight video of a stream yesterday. That video has not done well. It's very different style than what I normally do. I think it's really fun, personally. I really, really enjoyed doing that live stream. It was me going around to a card show, so just kind of showing some deals. This card was a disappointment for me. It's really fun, but I just don't think that it looks enough like an alternate art. The Mew V, though, that one hits. You bought the Paldina Evolved Magikarp to grade, but when you got it, you noticed it has print lines on the border. Should I not grade it and sell it as raw? Probably just sell it as raw. Thank you, Bat. So we've got the Rayquaza. All right, so here's where it's gonna get spicy. These apparently were organized, and I somehow did the YouTuber order of like least to most hype. Will I ever do a vendor POV? Yeah, I actually am planning on streaming at Collecticon, assuming the internet is good. I'm probably gonna have to pay for Wi-Fi, which I think is like $100 because it's like vendor Wi-Fi. Because oftentimes the signal in there is just so terrible, it's like unusable. And so, yeah, I'm probably gonna pay for that. It is like really hard to justify because I don't really like make anything from the live streams, but it's just so fun. I really like doing it, and so I was gonna set up a tripod and have it kind of showing that, and then also hopefully walking around. I ordered a gimbal, which was also expensive. And it was supposed to arrive today, but it's not coming till Saturday, so I can't bring it. So it's gonna be really shaky. How much did I buy this collection for? So I'm gonna go over it after I talk about it, or after we show everything off. So Rayquaza VMAX, love it. Also, I'm recalling that there were a few non-PSA 10s, which I don't think were shipped, but those are like lower end stuff. So like the bulk of the value is here. Would you date someone who had a large Pokemon collection? I mean, I like Pokemon, so I feel like that answers the question. You like the live streams? Thank you, I try. But yeah, please chill. Espeon V, alright. We're getting into the evolutions. Let's go. Alright. So we have our Espeon V and Espeon V Max. I could potentially just sell these as a set. Is there every single one? We'll find out. I don't know if there's the promos in these, actually. There might not be. But I think this is every single one that's actually in a set. So we have the Espeons, and then this should theoretically be Glaceon V and Glaceon V Max. So this one, I love the Glaceon V Max, but there's one thing that ruins it for me, which is that this Pikachu being positioned right here, to me, reminds me so much of a Celebrations card. Like, I know it's not, and it's not even the logo, but it just being in that spot reminds me of that, which just makes it seem so cheap to me. Is this all one collection I picked up? Yes, this is all one collection. All right, next up, I'm gonna guess Leafeon. Nice. So we have the Leafeon V. This card was $60 raw, 50, 55, and now it's, I think, 80. And the Leafeon V Max, this one I think is going for somewhere between 350 and 400 now in a 10. These are so beautiful. But we have two more. So which ones are also in the set that's not Umbreon? Sylveon. So I think these are going to be Sylveon. Yep, we've got the Sylveon V, beautiful card. And we have the Sylveon V Max. These two I'm considering keeping because they are my two favorite of the evolutions. I just really, really love them. She shouldn't copy others. Well, plus GameStop isn't worth it. Yeah, they also don't have that in New York City. I already checked, trust me. because someone was in my Discord showed some totals they got, and they were actually pretty good. And I was like, I have some stuff I could offload and probably make a profit with those, but I've heard other people saying it's not as good. But also I do try and make my own. Okay, this is actually a toxic trait of mine where I'm like, I hate feeling like I'm copying someone else to the point where I don't do videos I want to make if I see someone made something even remotely similar, and I'm trying to get over it because like it doesn't matter. And also I try and do things in my own way. I think I have like a pretty unique style, not like not that it's a good style, but like I think I'm just like generally pretty chill, but like also still excited about like the hobby, which I think is important to have that balance. So here we have our Umbreons, obligatory Umbreons. This card is now 1500 in a PSA 10 approximately. You called this back at Battle Styles. The new trends coming up was all dark graded at 10. Yeah, it's just a good call. I just keep my collection in your closet. Bro, oh my god. So this is actually something pretty spicy that I can talk about right now. I think we're far enough into the stream where no one at my job is going to see this, because I think we're going to get too into things I probably shouldn't say on stream for the purpose of remaining employed. So I'll talk about that in a second, but I gotta catch up with chat. Just do you. The Pokemon tubers are all doing the same thing. I'm one of them though, to be fair. PokeSlide, good afternoon. Do you think the Celebrations UPC will go up? It's pretty stable right now. Did I pull the Moon Beyond? No, I bought all of these in a collection. And we're gonna talk about the price and all of that. I'm not actually like trying to like put that off, but I'm just, there's so many things I want to talk about at once. Don't say it. Why shouldn't I? Oh, you're talking about the other thing. Well, you don't even know what it is, Connie. It's not that bad. It's just, I don't know. Because I'm not supposed to talk about numbers, theoretically, or financial advice. None of this is financial advice, by the way. You should not do what I'm doing, because it's incredibly reckless with your finances. Sam, I know these are so nice. Speaking to the mic. Is it not clear? Oh no, this is my boss. Jake's on you. I have several seniors, so it's weird to call him my boss, my singular boss. Oh my god, that with the emote. Yes, it does show up on screen. Okay, I'm glad. Yeah, on Twitch, guys, there's a lot of fun emotes, including that one. If you sub, it's greatly appreciated. Or just follow on the Twitch is very, very helpful, because I have also been streaming on there pretty frequently. I've been playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Actually playing TCGs and the Pokemon TCG. I've gone to locals twice in the past couple weeks, which is very fun. I'm not great, but I got so lucky. I pulled the gold Buddy Buddy Poffin at a pre-release event. That was so exciting. So even though I did terrible, I was really the winner in the end, is what my friend Elvis told me. Is it worth checking out local card shows if you have no interest in grading cards? I can appreciate the graded cards, but it's a bit much, and I'm more in it for the art and such. Yes, I can actually show you some cards I picked up at a local card show, which you could also see in the video that I uploaded that nobody wants to watch. I do have a Master Duel problem. You pulled Greninja, sir, SIR out of an ETB yesterday. That is a great hit. So at the Woodbridge card show, I'll just show people some of the stuff I got. I got a bunch of Ancient Muse. I think I paid $30 per on these. You guys can fact check that. The stream is still up. I don't think it's in the edit, but that's like in the full stream. And then I did a trade with a guy. This is not 150. I replaced this with something else. Who was an interesting character. We've got Espeon, little Entei promo. I have to get him. Banned Misty. Also, I'm realizing I'm showing these really far from the camera, so I apologize. This one is cool. It's a fun little Jolteon card. Watch the video because you missed the live. I appreciate the edit version. I thought it was pretty fun. Got a Sylveon EX, first ed Greninja, or what the heck? Gengar. What's the condition on this? It's alright. It's like LP, I think. Near mint? LP? I'd have to take out the top order to really check. This was a really good deal. This Raikou felt really, really cheap for the condition that's in. Start to watch, but you couldn't finish. You got my click. I thought this was the same video you were trying to get back and watch. Oh no, I'm sorry. You can go back and look at it. I got this, and then the Easter Pikachu I already had, and the Shiny Magikarp I also already had. I have a few other cards I got. This definitely isn't everything. but I think they're in a binder right now. I can also show off some other like random, more like cool things that I got that aren't just cards. I also have some figures I wanted to open, so I was thinking you could possibly do that while we're chatting. Discord link says expired? No! Here. I don't know how that even happened. Let me get a new link. So I wanted to talk about the closet cards, which is like such a real phenomenon. Yeah, so I have my closet of cards in my family's home in Wisconsin, and I think I want to like actually go through that stuff because there's a lot of sealed stuff that has kind of gone up, and I have something I potentially want to use the money for that would be one of the few justifications that I would have for potentially considering selling. Let me get an invite to the server. Yeah, Wisconsin's great, it's so cheap. Your closet cards need grading. You're scared to send them out. My closet is mostly sealed. 2K for a live stream edit isn't that bad for a single day. That's true, Kong. That's fair. I also think that I was hoping it would do well because I didn't edit it. I had someone else edit it. I thought they did like a pretty good job. It was the bougiest Fiverr edit I could get. Which honestly was just because I feel like there aren't a lot of other good places to like find editors and stuff. And I just did not know how to go through 3 hours of footage. Like, they also made the thumbnail. You can tell it's so different than what I normally make. Normally I edit everything myself. But yeah, my closet cards are a lot of Sword and Shield, some Sun and Moon, and then random strays, like some XY stuff, not that much, some Yu-Gi-Oh stuff, and I actually found a spreadsheet from 2021 that I had of like different things. It was everything that I had that was Sword and Shield as of 2021 before or right around when Battle Styles came out. That it was legit. Thank you. Ava's Claw. Yeah. That could be another one too, where I just talk about clothes and stuff. I'd do that. So what I paid for these, for all of these, I paid 70% of current market, which for an Umbreon VMAX, which is around 1,500 right now, would mean paying somewhere between 1,000 and 1,100, like low thousands. And so when I'm thinking about this, a lot of the value is concentrated in probably the top 15 to 20 cards here, right? So you can see these are 10 cards, and these make up already more than half the value. And that's something I like because it's a lot easier to recoup value when it's a top-heavy sort of purchase like this, when you're buying at a certain percentage. And then these types of things don't have to worry about that much when I sell them. Yeah, 1,050. I think I paid technically like just under. Oh, because I also got so I paid 7,650 for everything, and that also included a Brilliant Stars Master Set Raw, which hasn't come in yet, and that was added in for around 250, which is, in my opinion, very cheap for that. This was all one lot, yes. So that's also. When I'm buying 70%, I'm usually not too choosy. So the fact that these are all good cards, all PSA 10s, you seem, Obi-Wan, true. Something related. But it's like kind of a no-brainer because honestly, if you can get modern alt arts, PSA 10s, or raw, honestly, like especially raw, in my opinion, I all day would buy these raw at 70%. Ava, can you message you about some of these, or are they all going to Collecticon? You can message me. It depends on which ones. If it's stuff that's also less likely to sell, happy to just keep it back because it keeps my suitcase lighter. These ones, though, probably gonna sell them. I know, Elvis. That's why I was like, I can't say no to this, and why I was like, please, can you overnight these? So I maybe paid like 68, or we'll say 69% technically, because it was the price on them all, I believe, was their initial price on everything was $11,280 as market. So then I actually offered $77.50, but my homie actually negotiated then down below what I wanted to pay. That's with the Brilliant Stars set. So I was very happy about that. But I did actually put some of this on a credit card. Not because I had to, but because in this case, I wanted to have the cash. So paying a small PayPal fee was very much worth it, especially because with my credit cards, I have a PayPal one that gives 3% back on all purchases made through PayPal. So it actually offsets the fee, which love to see. Not something I recommend for most people because it is a very risky thing to do. And I only did it knowing I would be able to sell these within most of these, enough to recoup what I spent within a week. So that is why I did that. Very risky play and very degen, for being honest. Nice collection. You only pulled Sleepy T-Tar and Sylveon V all the time. I'm trying to think of, I've pulled, I think, a Leafeon V. I've only opened, oh, you know what? Oh, I've pulled a Moonbreon and I lost it. I don't know where it is. I think it's somewhere in my apartment. I lost like a bunch of singles. I pulled it. It was my birthday rip. Technically, it was the day after my birthday, but I ripped one of the Sam's Club T-Tar boxes that I got like a while back. I think my parents actually got it for me for Christmas one time. I tell them not to buy me Pokemon cards, but like I'll make an exception for the Sam's Club stuff because it's such a good value. Such a good value. Yeah, very degen, I know. But I was like, listen, I also had very little inventory for Collecticon. Sealed slab wise that was like gonna be like eye-catching stuff. It was a lot of like niche stuff, like what's that Umbreon? It's in the other room, I think. I'd have to go get it. I got the PSA 10 Umbreon from Neo, the vintage one, not this. So I can actually have these two next to each other now, which is gonna be nice. What's the lowest percent you'd resell that lot shown? So everything, I would do everything for like 90%. Yeah. But then broken up, again, it gets harder the more you break it up, and then it depends what you want. Like these, if somebody wanted all of the less desirable stuff, would totally do it 90, would probably take 85, honestly. But then it's like, okay, if someone wants this set of 10, it's probably not gonna be a huge discount. Sometimes you could argue that you can command a premium for that. I think that's dubious. Also, I really like the word dubious. I know, I feel really cringe whenever I say it. Also, I'm seeing if any of these are sequential. It doesn't look like they are, even though most of these are 7 certs. This one's a 6 cert, though. Oh, actually, these two are also 69 cert. Sorry, I'm 12. You're loaded with trade bait. That's another point on these. This could easily ask for 1,600 trade, very reasonably, because there are also some sales for around that, and it is so liquid. So this is a case where maybe I trade this for a few cards that are a little bit less liquid, but things that I know that I'm good at selling, because I'm good at selling certain things. Like, I think the better you know something and the more passionate you are about it, the easier it is to sell, whether that's in person or online, especially though, like on Whatnot. For example, like whenever I sell Entei cards, it usually goes pretty well. Or if I sell like EX era stuff, like I'm talking black and white. So kind of, it used to be new EXs, but now they're old EXs because EXs came back, but uppercase EXs because I love them. I'm so passionate about them. Welcome, trainer. You'd for sure ask for a trade on Moonbreon. Look on Moonbee. Yeah, this is just a nice card. The one I pulled, I think I talked about this in a video. I think it was like a 9 probably. And I remember being a little disappointed. And then I was mad at myself for being disappointed because it's like, that's such a hype thing. I shouldn't be upset that it's just a 9. Would love to see you negotiating with buyers, talking numbers. Yeah, you can see that. Well, I was a buyer that stream. Also, so the stream I did, I was like very chill. One, because I was streaming, I wanted to be good vibes, and I didn't want to waste time doing things that didn't work out, because the harder you negotiate, the lower your success rate is. So I try to strike a good balance of the highest success rate possible, while maximizing what I'm able to get out of it. It's like a very fine line. Because you know those people where it's like, they'll tell you about a deal they did that was like crazy. And you're like, oh my gosh, like how do you do that? Like, but then you look at them and watch and like 9 out of 10 deals they do fall through. I would much rather have like 8 out of 10 deals work out, because then I can just be doing stuff all day long, and especially in person, that's what you want to be doing at Collecticon for me personally. So I'm usually not trying to sell for above market, even though it is very much possible to. Like this, I would probably sticker at 1,600 because there are comps at that. But if someone offered me 1,500, I would definitely take it. The Iono SAIR you pulled is a 9. Kind of sad about it, but still super awesome. Yeah, I think also like, you know, that Moonbryon, I wasn't planning on selling because I did pull it for like my birthday, and that is a little bit special. Even I have some values and morals when it comes to collecting. Not that that's an ethical decision, but you know, I have some, you know, like sentimentality about that type of stuff. And so, you know, I kind of was just like, I don't want to have that kind of mindset, because I think it's so easy to fall into on everything. But I think part of what keeps this so fun, and I'll talk more about this, but I think having fun is very essential for how well you do, actually. Definitely not a requisite, but I think just there's definitely correlation there. So I want it to be fun. And so also sometimes when I do rip stuff, I almost see it as like I'm investing in my like longevity and kind of trying not to burn out. So occasionally, like, I'll rip a few packs with friends and stuff, which I think is totally okay to do in moderation. And it's like a very, 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 like, you know, it's like basis points of what I do. Hey, but understanding the PSA 10s are more desirable due to presence and brand. Yes. What's underneath the Charizard and Rayquaza stacks? So we've got just like everything. These ones are the more desirable ones. So we have like the Giratina. I'm trying to think. So the promo evolutions aren't in here, which is fine. We don't need them. Which sounds like I'm like really bitter, but have you heard about tag grading and ever considered grading your PC with them? So that is a very controversial topic. And should I give my take on this? I don't know. It's like so spicy. Albus, you want to see the Tina? Okay, I can show it. The Tina, bro, that card is just so cursed. That sounds bad, but it's a little cursed. In terms of like how it comes out of the pack usually. Here we go. There's the Tina. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, so tag. I think that I actually, bro, go to my predictions video. That was also not a very popular video. It did fine, but I actually talked about how I thought that there would be some new grading card company that comes in this year to kind of spice things up, and that has kind of played out. Now, I didn't say that I was like, oh, this is going to be like the best thing ever for the hobby, or like, you know, but it just seemed kind of like where we were at, CGC was kind of falling off, and that there was an opportunity. And I said it would be kind of a wasted opportunity if nobody came in and tried to eat up some of that market share. As you guys can see, I mean, this was an all PSA lot, but I personally, in my PC, the only non-PSA stuff I have were gifts. So like, and I keep like every card that people give me, no matter what it is. This one was a gift. This was a gift. This one was a gift as well. So this is my only black label card I have, just random. Japanese Entei. I try to always keep gifts people give me. And if I ever am considering not keeping something, I'll usually run it by them first. I also don't like BGS subs. It's just so bulky. It is cool, like the black label. But so on tag, I think it's a mixed bag. So I haven't watched a lot of content about it. So to be fully honest, like I don't think my opinion is the most educated. I also have no dog in this horse. I have never graded a card with tag. I would maybe consider it because I do think that their slabs actually look pretty cool. Like, okay, PSA slabs are like, it's like, they're like McDonald's, right? Like, they don't look the best. McDonald's doesn't taste the best. Like, it's not the best, but like, it hits, you know? It's nostalgic. Did I say I have no dog in this? Oh man. I have no dog in this fight and no horse in this race. Just combine those. Have I ever charted out the yeah, I've done like different things here and there. It's just things switch out so much at this point for me, in terms of like the cards. I could definitely do the sealed stuff, but I think that right now there's just so much opportunity in singles. And I've always said this, that like there's never always going to be the same approach that fits the particular moment. It depends on you and it depends on the market. So for me in my personal life right now, I've been going to so many conventions because it's so fun. So it makes sense for me to do a lot with singles. And then, you know, I've been from like my job and stuff, you know, investing that money as I should. And then, you know, maybe I'll buy some cards for my PC here and there. And then I've talked about this, which I don't think is like a majority opinion, but I don't think there's a rush. Like there will always be something you can buy that is cheap and at its opportune moment. I don't feel pressure to have every single set. Like, I think that is a foolish mindset and an anxiety-inducing one personally, because like, even if you miss out on like Evolving Skies, it's not the end of the world, right? Like, I just don't think it's worth like stressing about personally, or like if I don't buy every Scarlet and Violet set. I think I actually have every Scarlet and Violet set now after this buy I bought, but it's like one box of each and then like the Pokemon Center ETB. But it's just not enjoyable to me. So like I buy what I think is worth it and what I think ideally, you know, trying to buy things at that kind of cusp of when they're about to pop off. So again, like I said, I bought some, what were the sets I bought? I think I bought a case of Fusion Strike and Brilliant Stars last winter during one of the TCG player sales, because although they were up from when I originally bought them, they were still at a very attractive point in my mind. Wait until reprint hits and you buy singles hitters. That's the move. Are any of these slabs going to your PC as not untouchable? If I don't sell this set, I might keep the Sylveons. You would trust Ava with your bank account. None of this is financial advice. I'm incredibly reckless. I can't even clean my own kitchen. So don't trust me. I live in a flex 2-bedroom apartment. That means that one of the walls is fake. So, you know, not someone you should necessarily be trusting, but I think I'm doing pretty all right for my age. I think people tend to think I'm older than I am when I talk about this type of stuff. So I've had people say they were surprised at how old I am, but that also is just depressing because damn, I already look old. Shit, it's fucked up. But yeah, so for me, I can no longer be bothered to try and get every single deal, because I figured it's just about finding things that you're confident in rather than trying to place a lot of speculative stuff. So like this, 70% on this type of stuff is like, I can't turn that down. Again, this is not a deal that comes around every single day. Go clean the kitchen. I can't. My roommate's mom is doing it right now, and I'm just too shy to go out there and just face my embarrassment, my shame. Plus, this was already scheduled and already started when I found out about that, all right? So again, this is not a deal that comes around every day, but even the lot that I mentioned that I bought that was at 70% for all of the modern sealed stuff. If you are buying stuff below market, that's already a win, because I don't even need things to go up, you know? So man, like some of these booster boxes, like market's like 90%, so you're paying 70% of that. You're paying like call it like $68 a box. It's a price that's it's just, I don't know, to me I'd be stupid not to take that. That's also an easier deal to find, but I think one of the biggest things that has helped me lately is going to so many in-person events and just making connections with people, not even looking to make deals, just like connecting with people. I find that a lot of times the best deals come from people that you're not trying to make a deal with. I hope she doesn't see this. The Espeon V, I like the Espeon V, but I like the Espeon V Max a lot more personally. I don't know what it is. Like, I think the art style is cute and unique, You know what it is, actually? I just think that the border on this one doesn't look that good. I think this card would look so good if it didn't have a border. Like, the border on this Leafeon, for some reason, doesn't really bother me. I don't love it on this one either, actually. And then I actually don't mind on this one. I think it has to do with the color schemes. I think green and silver is a nice color scheme. I don't love the black and silver as much, which you'd think maybe makes more sense. Someone who's never purchased a slab, how do you ensure what you're buying is legit? This is not my forte, to be clear, but looking up the cert number and also just holding some in your hands, I think, is one of the best ways to get a feel for what's legit. And also just like buying from people with feedback, the odds of getting a fake slab, there's no guarantees, but the odds of getting a fake slab from a legit seller are far lower. It's hilarious because I was looking at recent sales of this Moonbryon. They were all 1,500, and then there was one for like 1,200, but it was a buy it now listing, so it wasn't even like an auction. It was no feedback seller, and I'm like, I would believe this scam more if they put it closer to market than at the price they did, because it's just like, you don't have to sell it that cheap, even if you're a zero feedback seller, if it's legit. It's like you're just trying to get it sold quickly. Blacklight on PSA should show extra logos on the newer slabs. Low-key, never done that in my life. Yeah. There's YouTube videos that go through all the security features. Yeah. When I go to in-person events, you always bring a blacklight in your slab case. Doesn't take up too much room and easy to check authenticity. Yeah. I don't know. I like low-key just trust my gut on stuff, which is like super cringe and also not a good approach that I would recommend to people. But it's worked for me so far. The amount of bangers in here is disgusting. Stop. I'm just feeding into my ego. Gotta watch out for them fake doubles. So true. Oh my gosh. So many fake double V boxes out there too. It's just disgusting, honestly. Don't the cert numbers get copied? Sorry, what do you mean? Oh, you mean like they can copy it? Yes. But also, oftentimes there will be scans for newer ones. This does not always work, but sometimes you can tell whether it is like the centering or on a lot of cards the hollow pattern if it's a vintage card. Hollow patterns are generally pretty unique. I'd be impressed if they were smart enough and able to find an exact match of a hollow pattern. Again, though, this is not like my area of expertise. I think Rattle has some good videos talking about how to identify authentic cards. I don't know if he's done any like specifically showing PSA slabs, but I'm sure there are other YouTubers as well that have some. Also, make sure you guys stay hydrated. Today, I brought 2 cups of water. I've also spilled this cup of water 3 times on my desk. You'd think I'd learn after the first time on stream when it almost broke my computer. But I didn't. I just moved the computer slightly farther away. Oh my gosh. Wait, what is that? I can't see what that is. Wait 1 second. Was that on Twitch or YouTube? Wait, what is that? Notification. I gotta check. What's that say? Can someone read this to me? What does that say? I need my glasses. Oh my god, it's so tiny! Why is that so small? I know, here, I can make this bigger. Oh, so many people are using hydrate. Thank you. That's like one of the Twitch rewards, so it's like channel points where if you watch for like a certain amount of time, you can redeem them. Hydrate is a redeem. Oh, do I have to like verify this or something that I did the thing? Oh no, it's just several people doing it. So many people are using it. Maybe I should raise that one because it's people are just spamming it now. Oh gosh, they'll run out of points eventually. You know what? I'm actually gonna maybe get some water in the meantime. Thank you, Sully. I know. I thought you mean I'm actually extremely warm. It's so hot in here because it's like 82 degrees today, and I don't have the AC on, and like New York apartment just gets so hot. But I wanted to wear this hoodie for some reason. I just got this in the mail today. I was thinking about doing a Team Rocket cosplay, also known as my Rattle cosplay, for Collecticon one day. So just like a Team Rocket grunt. So I would wear this, and then like a skirt, and then either boots or like high socks, and then a little cap like the Team Rocket Grunts have. You have 2.4k. No. I should just hide the thing. Team Rocket Grunt. Yeah, I have the hat here actually. I can also grab a couple more things that I wanted to show off. Oh my god, also I have some little things I wanted to do a taste test of. Low-key, I ate a lot of them. Oh, I found another one. Where the heck? Okay. I'm back. So this is my hat. I also now have a white one of these because they came in a 2-pack. I think this is actually like super accurate, like hat. I'd also probably spend near 90 up here. Yeah, I would put my bangs down for this probably. You can't even tell I had bangs today because I didn't put them down for like when I was drawing my hair. Don't I look like a Team Rocket Grunt? With wait, here, look. I'm sorry, I'm gonna destroy this. I have like so many little figures that then get broken because they fall. I'm really tempted to just throw this at the screen, but I know I shouldn't. Just started following you. What's your most prized Pokemon right now? Like my most valuable card, or like, shit, this is like my grail. You know what I mean? Because they're different. They're different, all right? Not the same thing. Very similar, but not the same. Oh, also, I'm gonna grab a binder. Well, wait, I can't stop that. Where did I put it? I decided I'm actually gonna start trying to put the Entei in a binder. You're joining Team Skull. No, all the hydrate request points have been. Thank you. My fave. All right. Bro, that's fucked up, Elvis. Nah. I'm an Entei trainer. Let's go, Team Rocket's Entei. But I am just a grunt. So. This is like my. This was like a grail for me for a long time. This is a Pop 10. Very long-awaited card. When one came up on eBay, I had to get it. It's a 2-cert, but it's like not that bad. It's aight. It's got a couple specks of whiting, but when it's a Pop 10, and like buy the card, not the grade, but sometimes exceptions gotta be made. Oh, also, do you guys want to see my favorite hat? And by that I mean this is like the only hat I ever wear, and I think basically that I own. It has cat ears. Is that not like the cutest thing you guys have ever seen? 2-cert means it's bad. So, okay. During this era, PSA had really low standards. Like, no better. It is so ooh. But like, I mean, I feel like though, like 2-certs in particular, I think it's the 2-7s are like the worst offenders of this. Just also my hair looks so different right now. It's kind of down, but normally I'm just getting full like wall, hide the 5 head. Do you have the full art Rayquaza with the flames on the card? Oh, wait, are you talking about the Dragon's Exalted one? No, but I want to get a Dragon's Exalted box. That's on my list of things to get. So maybe gonna get some from the same guy who got him in Pro ones. He has to see if he can get one. Of course, PSA has low stands back then. Every card at the factory is. Oh my god, yeah. Like, so the thing about this card is it's a Pop 10. There aren't that many graded, but also I don't know if it would even, if this pop will ever increase by a meaningful amount. It might go up to 20, but I don't see it going past that. I opened a box of I opened a box of Dark Explorers for a charity event last November, and we pulled a full art Tornadus, Yeah, Tornadoes. And that card would not 10. It was fresh out of the pack. And now, like, yes, I know that's often the case now, but oftentimes it's really because of centering is the biggest issue modern cards have. But it would just be the whitening. The whitening, there was always whitening on those cards. So it was super tough to do, to grade. So in here, I have a few random cards that I'll probably bring. So I'm gonna start actually keeping some of my Entei in a binder. These are all spares. I have like a childhood binder with like my OG Entei. This was up through when I was like 16 that I would put stuff in there. So that's separate. And then you got this other page here. Again, this is not filled out and not all of them are in here. But then I have a few cards that I bought to a trade night also. This is like, I felt like so cringe. I went to locals for the first time in like a decade. Because I would go when I was younger. But I didn't go to a Pokemon locals. I went to Yu-Gi-Oh! When I was like a teen as well. But I didn't go to Pokemon locals for like a decade. And I traded, I had a crystal Crobat, I think right here probably. And someone was like, oh, how much is it? And I was like, oh, it's not much. It's like, I was like, it's cheap. I said it's cheap. That's what I said. I said it's cheap, it's 170 because it was damaged. And we ended up doing like 150 on it. Part of it was trade, part of it was cash. But they're like, that's not cheap. And I was like, I felt so cringe because, you know, most people aren't psychos like me getting this many like cards and stuff. And I also just realized, oh, you know, like when I was a kid, I would go to locals and see these adults and I was like, oh my god, look at they have so many cool cards, like, you know, looking at their binders and stuff. Realizing now this is definitely more than what they had, if only because cards are just more expensive nowadays and, you know, people were just bringing binders, not like graded cards and stuff. That made me feel so cringe though when I said that. Like, that's not a flex. How many of those fully RT? Wait, what does that mean? She said the quiet thing out loud. Wait, what quiet thing? Oh, would you start collecting Gouging Fire and add to your intake collection? Yeah. And Gouging Flame, right? Gouging Fire? I'm blanking right now. It's an Entei. Yeah, being an adult with money is crazy. It goes so hard. So I think I got all of these at the Woodbridge show. But yeah, so these are some cool singles that I'll probably bring. Oh, I also have a Neo Rev set. I sold a couple of the cards in it. It was a full set, and then I fucked up the Ho-Oh. Do I have it over here somewhere? I got like plant food on the Ho-Oh. The plant in question is also now unwell, so not worth it. Anyway, but I turned a really nice near mint one into a damaged one. I was like, well, I don't want to keep that in there because it doesn't look good, and this one also I don't think is good enough to put in it because it was all like near mint basically. The Knocked Owl is going to be pre-graded as like a 2 or 3 maybe, I don't know, not good. And then we have some lovely little, I don't know what I'm even doing right now. I'm really just rambling. I appreciate everyone who is willing to hang out right now. Oh, it's cheap was the quiet thing. I like don't, well, okay, first of all, I have like an not a monologue going. I have like an internal dialogue going at all times where like I'm always having a conversation in my head, and which is like a good and a bad thing. But I was thinking about it today because I was thinking about my opinions on Pokemon. I was just sitting at my desk, you know, at work as I'm like doing this stuff, like mind elsewhere, as you know, as you do, just thinking about life. And I was like thinking about myself, and I was like, I am someone who is very, I would say fluid in their thoughts and stuff. So as I've said, like, I'm very dynamic with like just my approach to everything, and also my views, like, because I think about it, like, oftentimes people have very high conviction and their views don't change over time. And I think this is like there's pros and cons to both sides. I think it's good to be flexible with what you think, but also I think people have a bad connotation with people who flip-flop and things. But because I'm always having this internal dialogue, like, it makes it easy to see both sides, kind of. I don't know, the way I think. Yes, Con, that's just actually it. collecting just got you 2 weeks ago. It's pretty great, isn't it? I like this Mewtwo a lot. I had this in a 10 from Psycho Drive, the Japanese one, not the English one, unfortunately. This one also, I do think is damaged. I think it has like a... What? Actually... It's not clean. Oh, there we go. I think there's a crease. Yeah, there is a crease. This one is damaged. Let's see right there. It's the crease. But, I feel like it makes you a bad YouTuber because people like consistency and things and like a narrative. But like, I'm always just, you know, changing my mind about things that I want to do and stuff. Or just like, I'll like think of a video idea and then I'll get like halfway through it and I'll be like, ah, this is kind of cringe. I don't want to do this anymore. Wait, what were you saying? Can you just get a new SIR? Oh, that is exciting. The ability to change your opinion on new facts is becoming more rare. Yeah, I also just like, oh my god, like, talking about politics is like my least favorite thing ever because the people who want to talk about it are the people who aren't going to change their mind on what they think, and like, I just post cringe. But I don't have that. I'm just always cringe, so there is no clarity. I think it's healthy to change your mind about things as long as your goals are priorities. Yeah. So one thing I've realized is like, I am like, this is just, you know, I think I have a lot of strong suits like all people do. One of mine is never going to be being a consistent person in that I will do the same thing like all the time or like chug towards one goal. So like, for example, like I won't like practice an instrument or something and get good at it. But like with something like Pokemon, you know, I'm not always going to be into the same thing. So I'm not always going to be prioritizing the same thing. Or I'm not always going to be consistently uploading to YouTube. Like, it's just a fact. Like, you know, I also have a job, to be fair. And like externalities and stuff beyond my control. But I'll always come back to things. And so I always make progress in the things that I do want to make progress in. Am I a hand model? No. Should I be? Yes, obviously. But I'll make progress in the things that I do want to make progress in. And I think that's really important because I think a lot of times people will get into something and then they'll burn out of it, never come back. Like for me, Pokemon has been something I've been doing since I was a kid. Like, I never like got out of the hobby. I stopped going to locals and stuff for Pokemon, or I would be like, oh, I'm playing more Yu-Gi-Oh right now. Like I'm more into Yu-Gi-Oh right now. I am very animated with my hands. That is definitely a true fact. Also, because they're right here and I like watching them move on the camera. I'm like, ooh, wow, like motion. Oh my gosh, that's such a compliment, Sam. You don't even know. The chain, that's very Yu-Gi-Oh. Yu-Gi-Oh was so edgy. Okay, see, this is where I'm like going off into a million different directions. But I think one thing in life that's just super important is to have a clear like long-term goal. Like I know where I want to be and what I want to do. And so I just generally try to do things on a day-to-day basis that will get me there. Oh, unlimited, thank you. And so I'm not always doing the same thing, but I am always basically on and always being productive. It's kind of toxic. But like, okay, maybe I'm not like uploading YouTube videos, but I might be streaming on whatnot, or I'm going to conventions like, you know, almost every month, or I'm writing articles or something. So it's like all getting me in that direction, and it's not optimized because if I just upload to YouTube consistently, that'd be the best thing. I'd have a lot more subscribers than I do, hopefully, theoretically, allegedly. But you know, when I do, it goes well. And also, I think just not forcing yourself is something that's good. Because if I felt like I had to either do it every week or quit, like that would be tough. I have a motivational speech. Yes, just be consistent in the thing you want in the end. Humans aren't meant to be consistently productive. Robots are. No, let's talk about Gladiator Beasts and that format being the best time for you. Hey, no. You like the rings mirror the other hand? Oh yeah, I like am quite a perfectionist about that type of stuff. So these I have on one wrist because I normally wear my watch on the other one. This is a very fun swatch. I just started collecting watch. Okay, I have one watch to be clear, but I just started getting interested in watches. Oh my god, this is another fun random story tangent, but this is a swatch moon swatch. So they're all themed after different planets. This one is Venus. This one's obviously pink, so very feminine. I actually have gotten several comments on this, like compliments from like people in different meetings at different companies and stuff for work, which I'm like, that's a good impression. It's really good, like budget watch that's still collectible. So it uses like the same tech as an Omega watch, but is far, far cheaper. Oh my gosh. Whoa. Bat, you want to time yourself out? Let me time you out, bro. Alright. Timed out. He asked for that, to be fair. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. This watch I think is really cool. And then I'm going to tell this kind of funny story about this past weekend. People don't like the bands on these, but I think this only applies if you're a man, because people don't like it because the Velcro gets really dirty, but because I have a small, weak beta wrist, all of the Velcro is covered, whereas if I were a man, it would be like, I don't know, like, more like this. And then this would be getting all crusty and stuff, but it stays, you can't see that. It's still like not white like it was when I first got it. Like it was more like this color everywhere. But you can see it's already getting a little gray. But I think it's like a really fun, silly watch. Also, have you guys seen the Velcro song? It's so good. One of the best marketing things ever done by a legal team in my life that I've ever seen. But yeah, I was just talking about how I like these to be balanced. So I think having two on here and then the watch on the other side is like more balanced. I always wear them in this combination on these fingers. Oh, actually I fucked it up. I just put these on before stream because I had taken them off. These two match because these are both tanzanite, the middle stones, and I think it's diamonds and opals. Very low carat count, but still, I think they're cool and shiny. And this one is like my favorite ring ever because it just wraps around. Like how cool is that? And like it comes to that sharp point. And then this one is like a Victorian era ring. So the band is gold. The stone is artificial though. It's a man-made ruby, but the pearls I think are sea pearls. And so normally I wouldn't do like a man-made stone, but because it is like a vintage piece and so unique and detailed, I was willing to make an exception. That one's definitely more like of an acquired taste. You're a manlet. It's okay, me too. I'm really load 3 or 4 bracelets. Yeah. So, how would you even clean Velcro? You just don't. You just don't. Just gets dirty. But you can replace the band, so that's what a lot of people do. So this one is Venus. I also like Uranus, but also it's Uranus. So I was like, Venus sounds better. I also really like the Mars one, but my roommate has the Mars one. And that brings me to my story from this weekend. So my roommate is the one who made me start getting into watches. He is very into watches. He just got his first Rolex, which is quite a flex. You can easily make an Entei face with that stone. So true. But so he's very into watches. He has like, it's cool because he's like an actual collector of them. So it's not like he just cares about expensive ones. So, and the Rolex was his first really expensive one. But, you know, he has a swatch, and then he even has like these ones from like communist China that are like recreations. It's like less than $100 watch, but it's really, really cool looking. And I just think things like that are super cool. So this weekend we went to Soho in New York. Did not buy anything. I also was not considering buying anything. But we went to the Grand Seiko store. Those watches, by the way, like also like, this is like one of these things that gives me perspective on how people feel about like going with like me to a Pokemon event or something. Like if I dragged someone to that, I was like, oh, this is what that would be like. Because these watches were $5 to $10K. And I was like looking at them and I'm like, most of these look the same. And like not that cool. Like especially the bracelets on those ones, I just did not think were very cool. Like to imagine Pokeballs would be wrist attachments or ring attachment. That would actually be super cool. Or a watch like face. It's like a Pokeball, but it actually functions. But we went to that one. And then we went to this place that was like, it was like the bougiest store I'd ever been into. And I've been in like some luxury stores. Oh, financial. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. That's really kind of you. keep on keeping on, loving your stuff. Thank you. That's very kind of you. But me speaking about me being in a store I can't afford, but we went to this place. They have to like buzz you up and like, you know, go through like the elevator and stuff to get there. And we're in here and like they have all these vintage watches and collectible stuff and jewelry, and you know, they have Rolexes in there and stuff, but it's like $40K, $100K, so a lot more than like the typical ones, because it'll be like either vintage ones or they have like other brands like AP, all these things that I am not personally familiar with. And he'd already gone there once before, and I was like, are you gonna buy it? So like very quietly he's like, no. But he was like, but he tried a couple on, and then he made me try one on too, so I had a $100,000 watch on my wrist for like 1 second. And I was like, nope, get this off me. I'm too scared. And I was like, I have a feeling if you go here like 2 more times, you're gonna buy something. And I'm like, bro, you cannot. Like, you really can't. And he was like, you know what, you're probably right. And I was like, so you don't come back. He's like, what if I want to? So that was just a very interesting experience, because I was like, this is like another world. They gave us San Pellegrino sparkling water. Like, you know, the little cute ones. I love like cute mini drinks. Oh my god, that reminds me, I have fun drinks. This is seen from my bedrooms. I also remarked that we looked like we could be doing a heist, because I wore thigh-high boots, and that makes me feel like I look like I could be in a heist, like, you know, Catwoman, like cat burglar vibes. And then he has a mustache right now, which he has never had in his life. And so that makes me feel like he's in disguise. Well, exactly. So I like know. And then I was like, oh my god, like, this is it. Like, this is what other people feel. I have this one. It's cinnamon roll from, I think Hello Kitty. And then, oh, I have this, this Twix protein drink. Unfortunately, though, neither of these are cold, and I don't like drinking room temperature things, so I might not drink these right now. No, they're super easy to move around in Kasu. They're just, like, stretchy. Does your roommate do YouTube? No, he does not. He watches YouTube. He watches a lot of YouTube. But to be fair, so do I. I also wouldn't really say I do YouTube either, to be fair. Yeah, I'm really excited about these random drinks. Sorry, this was like such a random tangent, but like, I think it's all related to the general theme of collecting. I think also just like seeing these more developed collectibles are just super interesting. Does your roommate watch your content? Not like regularly, like not as a thing. I think he's watched like one of my videos. I think the one he watched was the popular one about, do you actually collect the cards? I don't think I'm qualified to give that advice for Q&A. Also, like, I'm not gonna lie, like, I think Q&A videos, like actual videos, are the most boring YouTube videos ever. I will never watch a Q&A video. Like, it could be my favorite YouTuber, but it's like, oh, you just didn't know what to make this week. It's one thing if it's a live stream. I actually love live content. Like, I love watching Twitch. But when it's just a Q&A, it's like, why is this not a live stream? Because you can actually engage with people. I would just go, like, get some ice, honestly, but I'm just like, I don't want to go out right now because I have to chat. But, yeah, I don't know. For me, like, I don't know what I was talking about, if I'm being honest. Oh, yeah, don't like Q&As. To be fair, though, I did also do a video that absolutely could have been a live stream, which was me sitting under my desk and rambling. But I think that was honestly quite an accomplishment, because that was with no stimulation whatsoever, like no engagement. Was able to just keep going. So your next video going to be a Q&A period video. Yeah, the questions just get more and more absurd as they go along. But honestly, like, that is also just my stream, generally. Meanwhile, you're sweating in your hot room and drinking hot tea. That is a take. It kind of blows my mind that, like, in, like, Asian countries, like, when I was in, China, like on hot days, people would still be drinking like hot stuff, which is just crazy. It's true, Kong. I'm not gonna take back. One day I'll do a Q&A, I'm sure. Or like, oh, you know what? I don't like when people do like 10,000 sub special, but then they make it like the most boring video in the world because it's like a Q&A. It's like, this could have been a good video. This could have been such a good video. You know? Not that I'm ever gonna hit 10,000 subs, but like any interval. Also, I'm sorry that this cable's gonna be in there. I just don't want my phone to die because it is recording you guys. Putting all these, well, I didn't do it. I didn't do it, but I think it is like one of those things that like it is, you know, it's a nice to have, but it's not like a need to have. Cold stuff is bad for your tummy, at least bad for mine anyway. I agree. Well, okay, to be fair, cold water I think is fine. It doesn't upset me. You're only 300 away. True. So is the one you got every single alt-art PSA 10? It's like, I think it's like every single one that is in a set. And then, so it's every single actual alt-art, and then some of the Crown Zenith and some other trainer galleries. But I don't think it's every single, like, trainer gallery. It doesn't have every single trainer gallery. Oh, you know what? It doesn't have the Gengar, you're right. I'm a fraud. All right. It's a lot, though. It has, like, basically all of them, okay? Can I just say that? Someone figured it out. I'm a fraud. Also, did I ever used to play Neopets? I did not. The market value was 11,280. So here are some other cards. This was another little pickup I did. This was, like, just a really small one. I got from someone on Instagram. They just DM'd me looking to sell some cards, so maybe we can have a guessing game of how much I paid for this lot. All right, I'm gonna show this, and then we're gonna guess the price, all right? Of these singles, just these, okay? So we've got a lot of random cards, so again, a lot of these are gonna be Japanese, and I think these are generally more valuable in Japanese. This is a non-holo, to be clear, but I believe it's near mint. Everything in this is near mint, except for one card, which I think is a Lugia. Or it's something else, which I'll remember. We have some near mint Japanese vintage, near mint Japanese black and white. The black and white from Japanese, just, it hits so hard because of those borders. When I was in China, did I use Donghua Jinlong industrial products? I could not say. We have Wobbuffet. We have an Electabuzz holo. We have just random trainer gallery, Persian, Golduck. I'm not going to show everything in detail. Rocket's Moltres, Giovanni's Machamp, Entei, of course, near mint. Some random trainer galleries, Gold Ultra Ball Japanese, and then on the other side, we have some more full arts, some trainers Japanese. Rocket Zapdos. So that's like a mix of some better stuff and some worse stuff. I think the most expensive, well, I don't want to say because I don't want to give it away. The Lugia, that's a big one. I think this one is LP. So not near mint, but I looked at it. It's like a really, really, really good LP. There's two sides. Yep. Japanese Flareon V alt. Giovanni's Gyarados. Leafeon V alt, and then of course, you know, best card in the thing, Eldegoss V. Hard price to guess. I know. I feel like it is very hard to guess because it's just like, what is this? You know what I mean? This was one of those like, what is this kind of lots? But it's like, there's like enough good stuff in here to make it something I would want, and just like if people come at me and are willing to take the right percent and they're, you know, prices are fair. The biggest annoyance that I have is when you're upfront with people. Like, I will tell people what I'll pay, and I'll show them as I'm pricing it, and I'm asking them, like, do you agree? And then we reach a final thing, and then I tell them the total, and they'll be like, oh, like, I thought that was after the discount. I'm like, no, I showed you the market price, and then I said, this is the discount, or, like, this is the 70%. All right, the total was $300. It was originally gonna be $290, but then I took a bit to actually send the payment, and then I felt bad for making them wait because I think they were getting stressed out that I was scamming them, so I gave them an extra $10 because I felt bad. But yes, so I paid 300 for these. And then market was I don't know, would it be like 450 or something? 480 maybe? 500? For the condition of these, I mean, they are like really nice. The vintage ones in particular, I don't normally pay a lot for these, but they're actually pretty good. Let's check the Machamp, because that's one of the better ones. This is paired with a Dark Dragonite. Watch it just be awful when I actually look. I have not even taken these out. Oh, I agree, Kong. Or people will always try and squeeze out an extra 10 bucks or something, which is like fine, but also like we already agreed. And I'm also usually one of the highest paying people at Collecticon, and I'm not picky with what I take. Like, I'll take things in any condition as long as we're pricing it by condition. It's actually super nice. The holo is really good on it. Honestly, like... Okay, so it has one little flaw on it, which is gonna be... Oh my god, sorry, my hands are so shaky. Right... Wait, and like, you can see right there, on the edge. It's just a little imperfection, still very much a near mint card. Yeah, definitely clean. Are you collecting one of every trainer gallery, or do you collect bulk of them? Honestly, like, I'm not really collecting trainer galleries explicitly right now. I like them, but they're not, like, on the top of my list right now. I'm not really trying to hold on to any singles particularly right now. The only ones that I am not in much of a rush to sell are vintage 10s, because I think they're just incredibly cheap right now, just generally speaking. Vintage holos. You cringe every time someone wants to flip a coin for $5 or $10. You know what's funny? The amount of coin flips on YouTube that are just fake too, like, or TikTok, like, for the views, like, anything. There are some people who genuinely do it. Like, I know a couple guys who do, who are just truly degens, which I do respect. And I've done some coin flips in my day, but like only really just for the meme. Oh, you know what that reminds me? Oh my gosh. I actually, for this purpose, specifically have, instead of a coin, I have been using this slab, my gambler slab. So I will flip this and call heads or tails on, you know, which side this lands on instead of a coin flip. I think it's funny. My goal is to do this until it breaks. I can't crack it. It is actually, like, definitely fully broken now. Like, these pieces aren't even flush anymore. But I just remember finding this in, like, my case somehow. I'm like, why is this here? Like, this is basically a junk slab. And so I found a purpose for it that's way more fun than trying to sell it for, like, 10 bucks. And now it's, like, a memory. Lisa, it's creative, thank you. It was just funny also because it's a gambler slab. Like, it wouldn't work as well, I think, if it weren't. And I just had it. Like, I didn't go out of my way to get it. Because we didn't have a coin either. I was like, shit, what can I flip? This was, like, at the bar at trade night or something. Yeah, so we were just, like, you know, front or back. It's very fun. Real chats, though, would do it with something expensive, you know? So I'm still a beta. Also, hopefully you guys are enjoying this stream. I think it's fun. It's, like, nice and low-key. Also, though, I do a lot more streams just on Twitch because I don't want to flood my YouTube with, like, me playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And stuff, because I think a lot of people would just fully unsub. So if people do want to join or join the Discord, is also very fun, very nice to do. So those are both great options if you just want to support or just generally hang out also. Let me see something. Wow, I have 100 videos on YouTube already? That's crazy. What's the last pack I opened? A Brilliant Stars pack, I think. I want to say. Wow. Ooh, yeah. Video from Yesterday is not good. I feel bad when a video... It's so funny how your perspective changes, because I used to think, oh wow, 500 views on a video, like, that's so great. Now if a video gets less than 5k views, I'm kind of like, I can do better than this. So it's interesting how your perspective, like, shifts on that type of stuff. But I think that, you know, when I actually, like, make a proper video in my normal style, it'll do better. But I just feel like there's always so many things I want to say that it's hard for me to decide on just one thing. Always chasing numbers. I think, so I've decided that I only just want to make videos that I want to make. But the thing is, I'm a very, like, I love numbers so much that it's hard for me to not think about them. And, like, I'm generally pretty happy with how my videos, though, do, because, like, because as, like, a ratio of subscribers to the view counts on my videos, it's quite good for a PokeTuber. And, like, you know, they still always do, like, relatively good, I would say. You could write down every idea you have and then have a backlog of ideas. I've done that, but then I'll be like, nope, I need something else. Or, like, a lot of times things with Pokemon are topical. I used to feel more pressure to do stuff related to, like, new sets and stuff, or, like, video titles that I thought people would like. Oh, another thing is I'm also, like, have more restrictions on, like, the type of content that I can post, especially title-wise, just for, like, you know, with my job and stuff. So can't be like, invest. That's like, no, not that word. But that also doesn't really matter. So I think just, like, making videos that I like is just a generally good approach as well. And I think you can also tell when it's, like, a video someone really wants to make. Like, all the videos I've made, I'm looking at them, were all things that I really wanted to do and didn't think would be good, necessarily from, like, a performance perspective. Like, do you actually collect Pokemon cards? I thought that video was maybe gonna get a couple thousand views, like 3,000. And then the sitting under my desk and rambling, the fact that it has over 10,000 views, kind of wild. And also that one has, like, no editing, so I was like, what am I even doing here editing stuff? But I like editing because I think it just makes the videos a little bit nicer. Even though I'm not a great editor, I think it just makes them a little bit more fun. Writing down a backlog work is great if you actually record and then actually edit and upload. Yeah, so that's the problem. Also, like, yeah, editing is just really time consuming and it's, like, tiring because it is definitely a strenuous activity. What's one card art in your collection you think you could draw yourself? I'm actually pretty good at drawing, so the Entei, I think, from Dark Explorers would be quite easy. If I were to actually sit down and try and do it, I think that would be a relatively easy one. Moonbryon also would be quite easy. Anything that is more geometric and doesn't involve brushstrokes, I could probably draw pretty decently. It's just when you start getting into brushstrokes that drawing gets a little harder. So, like, this Espeon, I think, would be harder because it's not, like, sharp lines, whereas, like, this Sylveon, this one would be relatively easy as well, I would say. At least for the Pokemon. The backgrounds would be a little harder, but... Do you have any specific energy cards in my collection? I didn't know these were valuable, but... Oh my gosh, I can't tell. I didn't know these were valuable, but I do have some, oh my god, I'm blanking right now. Like, Pokemon League energies from, like, 2011, 2012 and stuff. So those crosshatch ones, which are apparently valuable now, which I did not know. You're the opposite. You paint, but you can't draw. Who's my favorite Hoenn starter? Cyndaquil? That's Hoenn, right? Wait. Am I, like, stupid right now? Oh my god, no, it's Mudkip. It's Mudkip. I don't know why. I was thinking Ho-Oh. That was cringe. I'm sorry. I'm gonna end the stream now because that was so cringe. I hate myself. I also have said this before. I've never completed a Pokemon game. I didn't have them as a kid because they were expensive. So, isn't that ironic? I would play one on stream. It'd be fun. I started one many moons ago, but that was before I actually figured out how to stream. And I was also like, this is not really relevant. I think Mudkip is just super cute, and also Swampert is kind of a G. You're finishing up Ultra Sun as your stream. Am I stupid? I think if I'm asking the question, I already know the answer. The struggle of playing another TCG while collecting Pokemon is real. Yeah, also, like, here's the thing. it's like, okay, I'm like the most into Pokemon financially. Like, I'm deep in the Pokemon stuff. Like, I just have so much unnecessary knowledge about it. But as a TCG, I think it's worse than Yu-Gi-Oh! And Magic the Gathering, fun-wise. It is fun to play in person, but it feels very prescriptive. Not that the other ones aren't, but like, Pokemon is like, the margin between like who wins and loses feels very narrow and very dependent on like what you draw and stuff. And just like the turns are very repetitive because it's not like there's as much interaction between players. For example, like I can't do something on my opponent's turn really in Pokemon, usually. I'm pretty sure. Because I haven't had any situations where I could do anything. Yeah. Well, there's times where it's like, oh, an ability when they're attacking or something that's relevant. But Yu-Gi-Oh! Like there's so much interaction. And then Magic the Gathering 2 is just like insane. Also, oh my god, when I was at the office the other day, I was like in the elevator going downstairs. And then I was talking about trading cards to one of my coworkers, probably against their will. But this older guy in front of us just turns around. He's like, you know, my brother's college roommate made Magic the Gathering. And I was just like, holy shit. And like, you could tell it was legit too, because he was just like an older guy. And like, he had no dog in that horse, as they say. Where it's like, he doesn't give a shit about trading cards. But I was fangirling. And now I just have so many questions that I'll never have answered. Have I ever dabbled in collecting flesh and blood? No. I don't like actively try to get into new TCGs just to do it. Because I already spent enough. Yu-Gi-Oh! Synchro, so true. So true. Stardust Dragon is one of my favorite cards. It's like my favorite archetype of cards, I would say. Now you want to buy a Black Rose Dragon. Oh my. What was that? You want to buy a Black Rose Dragon. I just love that white synchro border. So true. The Ghost Rare synchros hit different. I have a first ed Ghost Rare Ancient Fairy Dragon somewhere. I don't know where it is. Like, I don't know where I keep putting stuff that I'm losing it all the time. Like, it's actually a problem. Yes, he has no dog in that horse. That's gonna be my new catchphrase. People who don't know will just think I'm stupid, which, like, fair, but not for that reason. Also, I like wearing my glasses for reading chat, but I also hate how reflective they are. I also usually just don't wear my glasses at home or half the time at the office. Like, my vision is like fine where I don't need it for like walking around and like just doing stuff, but like reading stuff far away it's useful for, or like for screens and stuff, or like maybe if I'm watching TV in bed sometimes I'll wear my glasses now, which is like how I know my eyes have gotten worse because I never did that before. Oh, you know what though, to be fair, I have not had a TV that I've watched like that I've watched in bed in like years. Because I'd always be either on my computer when I was in the dorm, or at my old apartment, I didn't have a TV in my bedroom. I just had one in the living room. And I would sit at a chair, because I didn't have a couch. I just had some chairs. You got two that Umbreon, but not the main one. You're happy. Oh, that's so awesome. Yes, I agree, Wolfen. Any of those Ghost Rares, the Stardust Dragon hits. I have the Majestic Star Dragon that I pulled as a kid. Do you think I make more money in Pokemon than your job after 12 months full time? That's actually very hard to say. Also, so I think that in 12 months, I could probably make more at Pokemon. Also, I wouldn't have to live in NYC, so I could definitely net more on a take-home basis. I recently converted how much I make at my job in New York to like Wisconsin, like Milwaukee living standards, so the biggest city in Wisconsin, to be clear. And I'm not gonna say exactly like what I make, but I'll say that the conversion was I had to make less than 50% what I make in New York to have the same quality of life in Wisconsin, which is insane. That's just insane. So, this actually brings me to another thing, but I'll get into that in a second. So let me just continue down this rabbit hole and ranting. Like, New York is just so expensive. And the problem isn't just, it's just at every level. They just fuck you. Like, in New York. It was, well, let me do the exact math on what it was. I'm trying not to say the numbers out loud, which is how... It was roughly 44.6%, or like 45%, as much. It's what I would have to make, which is just sag. So New York has a city tax, which I hate. You have to pay for the displeasure of living in New York. Listen, I'm from Wisconsin. Also, I checked like Miami too, Florida, and it was still around, I think a little over 50%. So that shocked me. That was just like mind blowing. It's because they don't really want you to live there, which is why everyone is leaving. How much is a Big Mac? Honestly, I don't really eat McDonald's. That's not to say I don't eat fast food. I just don't think, I think McDonald's is a bit overrated. I like McDonald's desserts though. Good night, bad. But yeah, I also think McDonald's is so overpriced. It's like almost as much as just going to a real restaurant now. Like, it's crazy. I sound like a boomer, but I stand by it. I think it's like probably $8, maybe a little more. Depends. McDonald's is great in China too, but KFC in China, that goes so hard. But yeah, if I could live in like Miami or something, I could definitely have a higher like net, basically like net, like quality of life in the short term. But I think the bigger thing is thinking about like long term, because although I am pretty confident in my ability to do Pokemon, like the career path I'm on could eventually lead to making like a lot of money, but also it's like, oh god, do I want to? I'm just, no one at my job's gonna see this. I'm just thinking, because we're talking 20 years down the line, so totally irrelevant actually to my current life at my job, because who stays at their current job for 20 years? But you know, it's like the type of job where you could be making like 7 figures, but it's like, do I want to be a corporate slave for 20 years? I don't know. I don't think I'm very much built for corporate life, if you guys couldn't tell. Just by the way I act. Miami is amazing. Just stay off the roads and avoid porters. I don't even know how to drive, so I will have to stay off the roads. I'll just bike everywhere. Let's go. There's more to life than money. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's actually been something I've been thinking about a lot. But also, I just love investing so much. Like, I love the numbers and stuff. So you kind of have to stay on this grind to have like a career as like a portfolio manager or something, which is like something I could see myself enjoying, but also like, what if I don't like it as much as I thought I would? So it's like, oh, do I want to, I'm also just sitting here doing this, by the way, if you guys were interested. Do I want to spend, 15 years trying to get to a career that I'm then like, just not as much fun as I thought it would be? Granted, like, it wouldn't be like a total waste of time or anything, because you obviously get paid along the way and stuff, but so that's a dilemma. Also, I got a degree for a reason. Would feel bad not using it, but that's sunk cost fallacy, so I try not to give into that. Looking at your Pokemon collection, disheartened Drake. Looking at your 3-month chart, satisfied Drake. Wait, what? There are great qualities about most cities. The key is finding your people. So true. Also, again, I am coming from a place with a very low cost of living relatively. The place like I'm from in Wisconsin is actually pretty nice. Like, a lot of places in Wisconsin like aren't that cheap or anything, but just compared to a city, would it be more fun to manage your own portfolio? Pokemon would also be a part of that. I mean, I'm already doing that. Oh, I also can't buy single name stocks, so that's fucked up. But I just have to keep with what I have. So there are some things where I'm like, oh, I would sell this, but I'm like, if I can't ever rebuy it, I'd rather keep it. But I mean, I'm already doing that now. So it's like one of those things where it's like, there's many questions to be asked. I think also like so early to be making such decisions of whether I would want to do Pokemon cards full time. and I wouldn't want to ever become resentful of it. But yeah, I don't think I'm good at being like I'm like not good at being a employee 9 to 5. Like, okay, like I do good job, but like mentally I am not like built for it, I don't think. You meant looking at all our gains over the past few months. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I also would love to do a like community portfolio thing, like Twice Baked Jake did. I thought that was super cool. Nobody was built a 9 to 5. Oh yeah, also like the job that I have is like not actually a 9 to 5. I'm like pretty lucky in that my hours are usually like, I'm thinking right now, 55 hours a week, probably on average. It's like 9 to probably around, or like 8:45 to like 6:45, and then some work on the weekends often, and then like it depends on the time of like the quarter that it is, because like there's just more work during certain types of the quarter, so it like depends on the month. But so sometimes it's more, and then sometimes it's like a little bit less. Like right now it's like not as bad. That is not including the commute cost, but I can walk to work, so that's nice at least. It's like 20 minutes each way, but so that's another thing. It's not like just like, it's not like chill. It's a very stressful job, to be honest. All that crazy stuff you've seen from Florida on your YouTubes is 100% true. You're not from Florida though. At the end of the day, you might have $1 million, but it doesn't guarantee happiness. Exactly. I also like, you know, I think things happen in our lives that make us realize like that the things we thought were important are not. And I've always had I don't know if you guys are into FIRE, Financial Independence, Retire Early. I have a video where I made a PowerPoint about it. I'm talking about Pokemon like years ago. We could watch it one day and probably cringe. Albus, it is nice. To be fair, it's New York though, so like I don't think it's like that unusual. I also don't live in like a fun neighborhood or anything because of that, but I'd rather just walk to work because I don't go out much, if you guys couldn't tell. I'm a bit of a hermit. Don't follow with what money can buy. Indeed, which is freedom. I just really want the freedom part. I think it's important to have. And like, I think also I'm mentally free, you know? That's my coat in my head, because I've a pretty vivid imagination and I can still just like do that while I'm working for the most part, I feel. And I don't know if anyone else feels the same way. And then like still have the evenings and stuff and weekends. Like I'm lucky that this hobby is somewhat productive in my head. I also like, yeah, have to have productive hobbies, but like I can't go to like the gym as much as I want to do if I want to do all that other stuff, or I can't sleep as much, so it's impossible to like have everything, which is something I didn't appreciate in college like I do now. Because you shouldn't feel bad about that. Getting a PhD is, you know, a really amazing thing, like very impressive. Thank you, Albus. New York City is crazy expensive. Get your time and get out of that city. Yeah, so we'll see. But yeah, I mean I like my job enough. Like my coworkers are very nice and stuff generally, and yeah, so it's just also a very competitive culture because, you know, Wall Street, like I I would say I have like the mental capacity for it and stuff, but I don't know if I have the vibe for it, because like I'm just like, people are like, what are you doing this weekend? It's like, oh, skiing. And I'm like, I'm gonna go play Pokemon, let's go. No, Kai, it's if they watch it back at the end, because I actually had the compliance person message me on Teams like a couple weeks ago, like, I saw you've changed your content on YouTube. Good job. Thank you for complying like with the requests we made. And so I'm like, oh my god, they actually looked. Like, the guy is very nice, by the way, actually, the compliance guy, but like, he's still got to do his job, you know what I mean? Also, to be fair, This is not a regulated security. I never talk about stocks or anything on my channel. I also think the comparison to stocks is a generally bad one for Pokemon. And that's why I have never done it. Markets are closed down. So true. Yuck, Teams. Teams is better than Skype for work, though. I don't know if you guys have ever used Skype for work. I did that at my old job. And it would just delete your chat log whenever it felt like it. We can be super fixated on money, and in the end, we realize we missed so much of our lives right after. Yeah, my dream, I think by the time I'm 35, hopefully we'll have enough to fire. My really ambitious one would be 30. I also don't ever see myself retiring, but just to like have that cushion. I'm lucky because I got financial aid for college, so I don't have... Also, I'm just giving so much TMI. I'm sorry if this makes people uncomfortable. I personally don't feel the stigma a lot of people do when talking about personal finance. Like, I like talking about it. I love sharing it and hearing other people's facts, but I know other people aren't necessarily comfortable with sharing, but I am. If it makes anyone uncomfortable, please let me know. Slack is just fundamentally different from Teams. Slack is just like Discord, but like you want to feel professional. He's just watching other people's YouTube channel for work. No, I don't think that's what he does all the time. One view. I don't know if he even clicks on the videos. I don't know if he just looks at the titles or what. I don't want to ask because I feel like, I don't know, just a bad thing to ask. You like talking about these decisions. Thank you. I do too. Also, I think just talking out loud is a good way to think through things, but like, I don't have that many people to talk about with this, so just like kind of talking about stuff on stream I think is good. Yeah, it's entertaining to me. I don't know if you guys have ever watched the channel Financial Audit on YouTube. I actually really like that. They audit people's personal finances. Sometimes I feel like it's a little bit repetitive, but they have some episodes that are just so good. Like people talking about their personal finances. They have one talking about sometimes trading cards come up. Like a few people have been wasting their money on trading cards. I'm like, they just like me for real. Anybody looks at the transcript or something? Oh, do they? Is that even a thing? I don't know. I doubt it. I don't think it's that deep. Also, like, I'm just like a little analyst. You know what I mean? I am like bottom of the barrel little bitch, like at the office, you know? People are respectful. That sounds bad, you know, but just like in the hierarchy, I'm like a first year analyst, about to be second year, which is crazy. What is it? Personal finance audit. It's called Financial Audit with Caleb Hammer. Except they get explosive debt from the cards. True. I said I put these on a credit card earlier. I gave my rationale for it. But technically still the same behavior, different reasoning and justification, but you know. What about Pokemon tier lists as content? That's easy work, but you love a good tier list. I love a good tier list as well. I would like to make one. I feel like also like a Pokemon set tier list would be a fun one. Could get a little spicy with that. But again, I think I would start saying a lot of things that, I don't know, you're just saying you'd be successful in any endeavor. Thank you, Albus. Thank you, I appreciate that. You know, I have confidence in my ability to do certain things. I think like I said, everyone has their strong suits, and like, I think I am pretty good at being like entrepreneurial and pursuing what I want to do. Like I'm a very self-motivated person. What's my favorite modern Pokemon set? My favorite modern Pokemon set? I really like V-Star Universe. I ripped so much of it though. Shiny Star V is pretty good. VMAX Climax actually is up there, and then Crown Zenith. Main set from the Sword and Shield era. I like Brilliant Stars a lot. I think it's just great. You saw that Umbreon V at a store when it was dirt cheap a year ago. How would I define modern? Well, I think it just depends on the conversation, honestly. I think it's like a vibe. Like, are you also including ultra modern as a term in this? Like, how specific is it getting? You know what I mean? Yeah, Tracy. Oh, also 151, like, undeniably, like, a pretty fun set. So, Sword and Shield onwards. Sun and Moon is still modern. XY, also I would say modern. Black and White, I would say mid-era. I would say vintage is anything made by WotC. So I would see, this is e-readers. Are they vintage or mid-era? They have like a very unique aesthetic that you don't associate with vintage, but they are almost nearly as old now. Like those cards are 20 years old. So that's a hard one, but I think it's just its own era. E-reader is its own era, honestly. Like it's so distinct. 151 is good, but doesn't have the depth of hits that Crown Zenith has. Celebrations is the forgotten set. So true. I mean, I thought of Celebrations in that, but like the actual set itself is just so repetitive. What's your favorite era is a real question, guys. I don't know if you guys have opinions on that. You call it EX Vintage as well, TBH. Oh, also, I have to pack soon because I'm leaving for my flight in 3 hours. I also should sleep, but I'm probably not going to. Just call WotC Vintage. WotC, you love saying, yeah, WotC is WotC, but technically e-readers are WotC, so that's also why it's confusing, you know what I mean? Like, anything after Nintendo took, but also I think Nintendo, yeah, I don't know, just Ava go pack, Kong, I will, it's okay, I will. It's not gonna take that long, because, like, these are, like, I mean, already ready to go. I should be putting prices on them. I was considering doing that this stream. Oh my god, that's so satisfying. But I didn't do that. I will. You like Fusion Strike? Fusion Strike, I also like. I think Fusion Strike is a good set. I just also like Trainer Galleries. I think are a really fun addition. And Brilliance has some really good one. It has the Sylveon VMAX in it, I believe, which I think is just super cute. I really like that one. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Oh man, I'm sorry. Okay, maybe we should wrap up the stream. But I want to keep talking. Oh, also, so another one I picked up were these. I think this was another fun pickup. Stuff like this is honestly so nice when you can get it. It is not easy to get deals on these types of sets. So this is Diamond and Pearl Great Encounters, and I have Diamond and Pearl base over there and another Great Encounters. It's so hard to get deals on these, but I love them because it's one thing, and you can sell them, like if you can get them for the right price, you can sell them for easily hundreds of dollar profit to up to, like, you know, very, very low 4-figure. I'm taking like 1,000, not like 4,000 or anything. Price, and like people want them, they're rare. It's just people don't want to sell them for good prices, so that is the hard part of these. And this is one where it's like having a relationship, like connections, very, very important. You like the Diamond and Pearl Hollows? They are nice. I do like the hollow pattern that they have. EP is a huge fan favorite that's pretty much Gen Z straight up, and they're getting ready to have adult money. That's literally me. Like, I am Gen Z, right? Gen Z's after 1996. Yeah, I'm definitely Gen Z. Diamond and Pearl was what was coming out when I first started collecting, and also though I don't like it as much as Black and White and Heart Gold Soul Silver. I'd say Heart Gold Soul Silver has the most like pure childhood innocent nostalgia for me. I just thought they looked cooler than these because I love legend cards. I thought they were just the coolest things ever. Blew my mind the first time I pulled one. I still liked the you know, Love Lexus and everything, but again, they just weren't as unique in my opinion. And just the art on some of those legend cards, and the borders, like that's like nostalgia for me. And then of course Black and White, also very nostalgic for me. I remember the first time I pulled a full art, the Reshiram out of a tin. I was very excited, just like a Black and White base tin. You like Evolving Skies, but who doesn't? Yeah, I mean, it's a great set. I didn't want to say that though, like, because also like it's like one of those things where it's like, oh, this is just objectively a good set, but like I don't have a special view on it or like attachment to it. Is anyone going to LA regionals tomorrow? Ooh, I'm not, but that sounds really fun. I'm going to Collecticon. Tomorrow I'm actually going to Disney, probably. Flight should get in at 9:30 a.m., which I think is early enough to go. I never went to Disney as a kid. I went one time as an adult, just like on a day trip to one of the parks when I was in, I think it was in the Florida one. I also have a really bad memory about like most things that aren't like related to anything like particular that I like really want to remember. I don't know, it's bad. Nice box. Thank you. All right, I think we are gonna wrap the stream up though because I really do have to pack. So thank you guys so much for watching. This was super fun. I wonder if we're gonna edit this as a highlight video. I was originally planning on it, but now I don't know. Either way, this was a really nice low-key video. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. And also, I am gonna most likely be streaming on Saturday as long as I can get Wi-Fi to work. So if we can do that, we are gonna stream on Saturday at Collecticon, going around and also like as a vendor. You guys can kind of see how I do things. Should hopefully be really fun. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. This was a really, really nice stream. Thank you guys. I really appreciate everyone showing up. All right, I hope you guys all have